And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that very short break as we have returned, and we have returned with our ZvTs. The ZvTs here in Group A of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our red Terran player for Team Hellfire. It is Maffer. We just saw him take down Purple 2-0 in that TVT. We'll see how he compares against a Zerg opponent. There you go. Rank number 18. In the circuit in Brazil, and spawning in the top left hand corner, going pull first. Okay, we have Dorminhoco, rank number 5. Oh my, that's Jesus. How many points did he get? Let's go. I mean, I would say that Dorminhoco, he is, I think I would say he is the second best Zerg player in Brazil at the moment. I would say Eric is number 1, followed by Dorminhoco, followed by, I would probably say Tatagiba or Dakon. One or the other. Yeah, Dorminhoco is top 2. Top 5 in Brazil. At least in the circuit standings, I should emphasize. And Dorminhoco, he's favored to make it out either first or second in the group. I mean, Kamikaze is another big force in the group to be reckoned with as well. And Kamikaze and Dorminhoco, they often go back and forth in series. And here we go. We are settling in. We're settling in, and welcome on all to King's Cove. Looks like we are still using the old map pool, at least for this broadcast. Maybe for the entire tournament. We'll see if we do adjust the map pool once we get into the playoffs. As he's one of us. As Dorminhoco does set up the macro hatchery on the low ground, it is going to be a gaseous opener out of Dorminhoco. Now, what I will say, criticizing this a little bit here, is that you can go gasless on King's Cove at the 3rd location. You don't need the macro hatch. I would say that the macro hatchery could have just been a 3rd in this kind of game state. It is something that Dark is very fond of, and Cyril does mix in as well. Even Lambo. Meanwhile, Lings, they get across the map. They will delay the CC and can even force a cancel. The Reaper's completely out of position. Uh-oh. And instead of 2 Lings, we have 6 Lings across the map. This is a hefty amount of damage. This is getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. No safety Marine back at home. The Reaper's racing back, and that is going to be a cancellation. Ay. Brutal pick off. CC is denied. That Maffer does race back. And Dorminhoco has a very comfortable start. That should not have happened. You can see he's double expanding. Oh god. He's stuck on one base. He's forced to double expand. A very rough start here for Maffer. Also, I apologize for the delayed predictions. Do apologize. I was a little bit engrossed in the match itself. With that, Dorminhoco is droning and setting up. Now, personally, I'm not too fond of these gasless openers in ZvT in this such a way, just because it feels quite difficult to get away with. But you can do this on these larger maps. King's Cove has a very narrow ramp coming into the natural. Likewise, very long rush distances by ground. So these are the kind of maps where you can get away with this kind of play on. Likewise, Lair is on the way, Roach Horn as well. This could be for 2-base Muta, or this could be for Roach play. We'll see what Dorminhoco does go for. We'll keep an eye on him. Do we go for the Mutas? Do we go for the Roaches? You can see the SimCity here is to make sure that Hellions do not get into the bases, and that scouting is denied. Also economic damage denied as well. Another way in. Another way in. Maffer, we didn't see mech in the previous TVT, so I thought we were safe from that. No, we're never safe. Fusion cores on the way. I mean, Maffer is behind, right? Maffer, he was forced to cancel his CC. Like, that is that is almost game-ending damage at the start of the game already. Like, it's just a brutal position to be in. So from here, going to the fusion core, going into BC production, going into, I would imagine, extra factories, into mech. That would make the most sense. And considering the deficits, I mean, it can work wonders here for Maffer, as he's has to be defensive. As we do have roach production underway here for Dorminhoco. Lair is done. We can see that the lair was not for Spire, was not for Mutas, although you'd already see them by now. It is going to be for Roach Ravager. You know, the first species on the way. First PCs on the way. Likewise, what's the queen count looking like, actually? The Overseer attempts a scout. And the Overseer will slip in.
You're engaging the opponent.
I'm actually looking at the POV here of Dorminhoco. Looks like he does not notice the fusion core.
Add-on complete.
And again, with a lower queen count, Dorminhoco, he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Hive is on the way.
Mineral field depleted.
Maffer setting up, embracing his mech, of course. 2 more factories being thrown down. The first BC has arrived. And we'll see if he teleports immediately across the map, or if he does go for some of the, or does float instead. So queens are spreading out. There it is, there's the teleport. Does head across into the main, no spore. No spore in position. Queens likewise, they have to rotate over. Scouts the hive, it's going to be 4 drone kills so far, and a spore. Queens are moving in. And there are enough queens to zone away. Yeah, they zone. No, okay, there's thankfully 1 spore at the 3rd. There's that 1 spore. It's going to be targeted down even. Jesus. Yeah, the BC doesn't care. Takes down the spore. Queens takes a long time to rotate. Another couple of drones go down. And despite Maffer having a very rough start to the game with the cancellation on the CC, I mean, he bounces back. This isn't enough to fully recover, but it's a nice start. Takes down 6 drones. Takes down a spore. 2 spores even. Another drone kill. 11 kills on the BC, and he should be able to float away. I'll get out of here. Oh no! The BC cannot fight the queens head on. There's a teleport. Does teleport away in time. Whew. Does make it back home. And now the game will continue. Now, Dorminhoco, he was redroning, resaturating, still getting into hive upgrades. The hive is already complete, of course. Getting into adrenal. Tunneling claws on the way. Interesting. As the second BC has arrived. Floats across the map. Float across. And from here, both players are still building up. I mean, again, Maffer is catching up economically. Dorminhoco is getting up to 4 bases. At this point, we should be seeing a 5th. At this point, we should be seeing a 5th base from Dorminhoco. He has a decent drone count. Getting into Roach Ravager. Maffer playing not battle mech, going for a more traditional form of mech. Going tank, Hellion, BC. No Cyclones. So he's going to be pretty well set up here against a ground army. Yo, we're going to be here for a while. It's no. We're going to be here for a while, papi. Ay, ay, ay. We're walling up. We're walling off. Shout out to the Tulling Claw Roaches, though. I don't see any turrets yet. Oh, no, he notices it. Yeah, there's a skin. Does notice the shade. And he will completely shut down the roaches. Maffer is popping off. Despite the shaky start. Takes down the roaches. Did well with the BCs, didn't lose any battle cruisers. Dorminhoco does run up to 91. It's a lot of drones. I'm sure part of them are going to be morphed into static defense though. Beast is moving out, and this is also, I guess, the outcome of using this older map pool as well. These maps that were known for more turtle play, more defensive bases. As Dorminhoco, he's going to be the first to max. Taking it to ultras if need be. Yeah, just taking in every direction. We have Hydra upgrades, Ultra Cavern, and a Greater Spire. Just getting into everything. Getting into it all. Now, Maffer's already done the hardest part, which is establishing a fourth base. Getting a fifth base from here should be a little bit easier, assuming that he has SimCity, which we are lacking currently in between the bases. I can see a world where Dorminhoco, he can just roll over the fourth, and he's maxed. He's getting ready to do so. He has a bank built up as well. So let's see if he can claim that fourth. The army's out of position, takes down the mineral line. 15 SCV kills. Takes down 15. Does waste a lot of banelings though. It's a lot of banelings being spent trying to push into the siege line. So army or Maffer, he will defend, but he will lose a base. Lose a base, lose an economy. Does 4 in supply, and Dorminhoco with the insta remax on ultras. Okay, let's go. We got 6 ultras on the way. We got 10 zerglings. Here comes that remax. Ideally, you would have Vipers with this to help when it comes to blinding clouds and breaking through these siege lines. But no spellcasters yet. Dorminhoco rotates over towards the left hand side. Maffer, his army's pretty split. Again, no blinding clouds, so he can kite back. Ultras mainly say take down the planetary, that's all he gets. And planetary and a couple of tanks. So Maffer will retake the base. Didn't really lose many SCVs there. Maffer getting to a super maxed army. That is a concern. He's getting super max. That's 49 Bailey. 49 Bailings on the way. And 9 more Overseers. Like, that's a big gas sink. Like, there's value to go into Mass Overseer, definitely. I mean, we see it when it comes to protecting units from snipes, but I mean, what are we protecting here? With the Ultras, they're gonna go down to the tanks anyway. Like this Mass Overseer style, it works best against like bio ghosts, and that's not what we have. It's like Papu moving into siege lines. Aye. They don't care about your Overseers. But there's potential for some changeling shenanigans. Of course, night display, more importantly.
Evolution complete.
Making his way into the main. Here comes that army of changelings. Both armies are maxed. Changelings are spotted. Guys, here comes Dorminhoco going for the dive. You can see the ultras die instantly. Yeah, that's like just to reiterate. Again, Mass Overseer is something that can work. Mass Overseer is something that Battle Royale, it's about to update. Not into the main, but Mass Overseer is something that can work. But what it typically does, and the purpose of Mass Overseer, is to protect your army from snipes, from ghost snipes specifically. That's not really what Dorminhoco is working with. Now we do have some lurkers on the way and some brood lords, which, okay, fair. He's gonna move in. Now the problem with lurkers here is that lurkers are not built to break siege lines. They're not built to move within range of tanks, otherwise again tanks will just have their way with the lurkers. So I'm not really convinced with the tech switch. The one thing that lurkers do quite well is they take control of certain areas, and a Nidus into the main with lurkers within said Nidus Storm can end the game. So it's a bit of a Hail Mary play here from Dorminhoco. So nice towards the left. Changelings moving in. Maffer claims a 5th, now getting a 6th expansion. Building up our banks. I'll say thankfully that I think I've hit my 2nd wind, so we're good to keep going after the first cast. We just keep going. Not going to be tonight. Structures into the bases. Again, the lurkers, I believe, are inside those Nidus worms. Yeah, they are. And the Lurker's into the main. He's going for it. He sees a teleport for the main base. They will focus down that Nidus, or at least they attempt to. Oh, Lurkers are going to the natural. Snipes are helping. No detection. What I mean is no Overseer. No Overseer, no detection. But there we go. Detection now comes in. Lurkers go down. Lurkers, they hold their own. And they take over the natural. This one Nidus is all it takes. God, no, he never dealt with it. He never cleaned up the Nidus. And is that game? That may just be game. Yeah, that's game. Like, how do you deal with this? How do you go in? You don't. Lurkers have control of the ramp, they have control of the production. GG gets called in one fell swoop despite having 10k mineral bank. Oh my god. GG, well played. Again, that is the power of Nidus Lurker. You can straight up end the game in one fell swoop just like that. GG, well played. Whew. But again, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the Nidus, I'll be honest, like, Maffer was trading very well. He was trading much more efficiently. He was having some better engagements, some better fights, and he could have taken it. Could have taken it as well with that GG. With that GG well played, we're now jumping into game number 2. And as we get into game 2, a big shout out to Zori live in the chat. God, thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with Twitch Prime. Hope you enjoyed the content, hope you enjoyed the casting, hope you enjoyed the StarCraft. I do apologize if I sound a little bit loopy or a little bit groggy, or what's the word I'm looking for. But I don't know if I do apologize if you can hear me slurring my words. But it's 5 a.m. in the morning. It's 5 a.m. so I'm a little bit tired. But here we go. In the bottom left, we have our Brazilian Terran player, Maffer. And in the top right, we do have our Brazilian Zerg player. It is Dorminhoco. Here we go. Predictions. Dorminhoco wins against Terrans. I mean, Dorminhoco, he is the highest ranked player in this group. I say one of the highest ranked, like him alongside Kamikaze, I should say. So Dorminhoco is favored, but despite that, like Maffer, he held his own. He held his own in that last game. He had some better moments at times. Both players, massive banks. But last night, it's Worms and Lurkers, they can be quite brutal to deal with. Can be quite brutal. And with that, we're jumping into game 2. Thank you, Zodi. Do appreciate it. As we're jumping into game 2, for now, hatch gas pool. This time, no gases. As a reminder, last game, Dorminhoco did go for a gasless opener. This time, standard, out of our Zerg player. Likewise, we do have a standard opener out of Maffer as well, going for a Rax expand. SCB scout across the map just to make sure that everything's looking normal, just to make sure there's no gasless style, or to make sure that there's no early gas style either. So players are settling in. When it comes to how much we're going to cover today, I mean, again, this is our third broadcast of the day. We just covered KSL and the Hatchery Cup. We're going to wrap up Group A. So we have still this series and then 2 more. So 3 series in total remaining in Group A. It's going to be Dorminhoco versus Maffer, Dorminhoco versus Purple, and Dorminhoco versus Kamikaze. Once those 3 matches wrap up, then we'll judge kind of like how we're feeling, and we might wrap up then and there, or we might keep going. We still have Group B after this, like a whole other group with 6 best of 3s, which is crazy. It's a lot of StarCraft, it's a lot of StarCraft, which I think I could handle if I didn't already cast Hatchery Cup is the problem. We can always do like a replay cast later, I suppose. True, true. As the Mako goes in for his scouts, tells ensure that everything's looking as it should. It's going to be a very early. Oh, my apologies. Sorry, I was a little bit zoned out, but it's a very early lair here by Dorminhoco. Insanely early. This is what, a 3-minute lair timing. Now from here we're going to 2-base Muta. We can also go into early roach aggression with faster roach speed. But I'm leaning towards Mutas. There it is. There's that roach speed. Oh, hello. I know what you are. It's doing it in his own way, I will say. But yeah, we're going for the queen drop. It's gonna be roach rush into queen drop. This is designed to. I mean, fun fact: if you were watching the Big Brain bouts, you would know this is the same build that I went for against Zombie Grub yesterday, going for the triple, actually quadruple queen drop alongside roach push. Now this is hitting different. This is hitting later because he did invest into an Evo chamber. Late third means less larva, but also going into roach speed as well, which is often not researched with this. So this is his own twist on things. This is a later push, but we'll see what he can get done with it. As Dorminhoco does cut workers earlier, actually. Let's go workers earlier. Third base is spotted. Dorminhoco moving in. Here comes the initial all-in. Now behind this, Dorminhoco should be joining. He should be joining up. Jesus, morphing in 5 Ravagers. Takes control of the low ground. Does take control. Spreading that creep. Pushing forward. With the help of those piles, he can knock down that bunker. Can and will. The repair is not good enough. Another Banshee. Banshee does rally in. And there's just nothing here at the natural. There's nothing on the low ground. From here, the Dorminhoco should be droning, but he can just keep making units. Do whatever he wants. There we go. Droning up. Piles on the CC. Boys are pulled into the Ravagers. Dorminhoco, he will claim this. As the Queens make sure that everything gets earned away, we have some Liberators in production. But there are Ravagers to deal with that. What can you do, Bappy? What can you do? We had the attempted BC opener with the Fusion Core. From here, Dorminhoco going for the Spire, just in case. Everyone's just spreading more creep. Dorminhoco is hoping and praying that these Liberators can pop off. And without the Ravagers being at home, they have value here. They're going to get damage done. The Queen does fall. Dorminhoco late to react back at home. Late to respond. Getting up to 6, getting to 7 drones. 7 drones to the Queen. Uh-oh. This is getting out of hand. Liberator into the main. Ravagers, they don't move. Getting up to 10 drones. Getting up to 10 workers. Liberators are finally dealt with. Dorminhoco still has the economic lead. Despite all that damage. It's on 55 drones. And you can see here, Maffer forced to make a Raven, forced to clear up all this creep. This is heavily delaying the third and the natural as well.
A creep tumor's under attack. Mineral field depleted. Mutation complete.
Every time. Shout out to Tastosis. And again, Maffer's just stuck at one base. He's just stuck at one base. He does have a natural CC in the main. He has a third CC on the way as well. Like, he has a fusion core. He's making battle cruisers. He's trying to recover in some way. From here, all Dorminhoco has to do is just drone. He just has to drone, just has to saturate, take his bases, take his gases, drone up to 80. There is no rush here for Dorminhoco. Of course, the one concern is BCs, and from here he does have a spire so he can make corruptors. He has a massive bank. He has been not spending his resources. Taking up quite heavily actually instead. Does tech. Still holding on to that bank. Again, they might just be concerned about not knowing what to produce as more BCs are accumulating. I'm still concerned with the lack of Overseer scout into the main, so he doesn't know he has to make corruptors. And here we go. BC does teleport across the map. BC teleports, gets a couple of drone kills. There we go, corruptor production has begun. Eight corruptors on the way. Dorminhoco getting supply blocked. But just ensuring he doesn't get supply blocked. And the BC damage is good, but it's nowhere near enough. Unfortunately, the deficit is just too great. It's just too much of a deficit. Go, BC goes down. Oh. Raven's on the way. This second BC does have teleport available. Rain down. BC's on the thread. The boys are pulled to repair. Let's go. That's we're up to, I think, 2 BCs. Looking to get to 3. He's on his road to recovery. We got this. We got this. Jesus. Oh my god. So we have 79 Banelings. I mean, that'll do it. It's not going to be the most efficient army here. But 75 Banelings are going to roll in. They'll just chase down his BCs. Maestro, oh my god. Maestro goes off the Banelings. But Dorminhoco, he has enough. Banelings, they knock down tanks of all things. They shut down the CC. They take down the mineral line. And the swarm has arrived. Oh god. Bowser even knocked down the battlecruiser itself. And GG gets called. It's too much to handle. And Dorminhoco, he will take the series 2-0. Taking down Maffer. GG. Whew. Does take down Maffer in the end. Again, a very intense back and forth, just an intense game. I will say the game one was very close. Like, if you recall, game one, both players were maxed, both players had massive banks as well. It just came down to being unable to deal with the Nidus rooms. A lot of it also came down to the fact that Maffer's army was very immobile, because it was very heavily reliant on tank, into Liberator, into this slower style. But GG, well played. With that, Dorminhoco does claim the first series, but I believe he has more ahead of us here. Up next should be Dorminhoco versus Purple, and still also Dorminhoco versus Kamikaze as well. So more matches to come, more matches to go. Once again, we're going to be going on a very short break, only for a minute or so. Nothing too long, nothing too major. So short break, we'll be back soon with our next series. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.